All right, now let's do a new type of graph. Let's add a scatter chart into our visual. I opened a new page, but we are using still the same data. I want to see whether there's a relation between sales and profit, right? Because that's what scatter charts are useful for, and in regression and correlation analysis, they play an important role. So let's put sales into x-axis and let's put the profit into y-axis. So basically I'm comparing profit to sales. Now, why do I see a single dot, right? Because I was expecting to see basically sales and profit like all these points, pretty much a simple what's it called, scatter chart, right? That's what I expect to see. So this is on the y-axis, the sales is on the x-axis. I expect to see all these points here. We have a lot of data points, as you can see. So why is it a single point? Well, if you pay attention, you see it's a sum of profit versus sum of sales, and that's also shown here. So basically it means take the profit column, sum it up, get one value. Take the sales column, sum it up, get one value, and plot that here. If you want to change it, if you want to plot every single point in your data like you see here, then come here, click that sum of sales there, that arrow, and then say don't summarize, and do the same thing for y-axis. So sum of profit, don't summarize. Now what this figure is showing now, the scatter chart, is basically, okay, it's basically the every single point in our data is shown here, and you can see if you hover over the points, the sales value and the profit value there, sales value and the profit value there. So every point is a point from our data table. And you see this one on the right, so towards the right, the sales is increasing. When you go up, the profit is increasing. So this point is pretty good. Both sales is high and also the profit is pretty high. Okay, so that's good. Now, let's check some other things we could do here. So I will put this back into sum of profit, sum of sales. Okay, so the sum of profit versus sum of sales. So we are back to that one dot. But now let's go with this customer name. Actually, let me change. Let's we can do different things. So I will go actually with. So I can put this whole hierarchy into this values area. So what happens now? Okay, let me delete this and let me show you something. So here we don't see that hierarchy, that drilling in, right? You don't see that. But when you put a hierarchy there, it understands that we can now drill in. We start at the country level. So each point represents a country now. And you can see, for example, this is Spain. You can see the total sales and the total profit happening in that country. So if you look at other countries, that's Germany there. So this one is which? That's France over there. So pretty high sales and also pretty good profit there. Okay, so this one is not doing good. The one at the bottom there, that's Netherlands. Low amount of sales and negative profit. So we are selling at a loss there. So if we go expand to the next level down, we will be at the state level. So each point is now a state. You see just Germany and North Rhine-Westphalia. This is United Kingdom, England. So the whole England, they made just one state apparently. And if you go to the next level, expand the next level, now we're at the city. So this city has high sales, high profit, which is London. This one is Vienna. This one is also pretty good, Berlin. High sales, high profit, Madrid right there. And this is Ile-de-France in Paris, which Paris is located in Ile-de-France, and um, that's the city, and then the state, and then the country is France, of course. Okay, so and of course let's check the bad one. So this is Sweden, Stockholm is not doing very well. And city Toulouse in France is not doing very well as well, actually. So you can see that here. Okay. So you see this basically looks at the scatter chart in a different way. We might be used to create scatter chart just from the data point, put all the points on the figure and that's it, you have a scatter chart. But here we are aggregating. Whether we are in the country level or state level or city level, we are aggregating the sum of profit and we are aggregating the sum of sales, and then we are plotting that. So each point is not an individual point from the data set, Rather, each point in this one, the one that we're looking at right now, is the sum of profit and sum of the sales in a specific city in our data set, right? So it's aggregated at that level. How about if we are interested in looking at the customers as well? Now, there's no customer ID. So if there was a customer ID, we would know that's a very specific, unique customer, right? But we don't have that. The best we have is a customer name. So what we can do, so if we get rid of this the location hierarchy, if you put instead into this values area with the customer name, each point is a customer. For example, this is Lola, Hugh, this is Ashton Charles, this guy is NG Messenger, so pretty high sales and profit. This one is not doing very well. So Melody is losing us money. There's negative profit there. All good, but then you should ask this question. Although there is both first name and last name here, so it makes it pretty unique, but there can still be people with the same first name and last name living in different countries, different states, whatever in our data set. So this right now will basically not consider that for, it will just look at the name, aggregate all of the purchases made by that same name customer, add the sales, add the profit, and put it over here in this figure. To make this as much as unique as possible without having this customer ID column, we can make or use of this location hierarchy. So I can put this location hierarchy right on top of the customer name there. So we are now, you see, we can now start again drilling down in our data set. We start with the country level, go to state level, go to city level. So you see country, state, city, and then we can do one more, that customer name. So we are now at, the grouping by is happening at the country and state and city and customer name level. So this is pretty much the best we can get based on our data set in terms of making each customer as unique as possible. And now when we look at the best, kind of this, here, there's NG from before as well. So Melody Nelson from Portugal, Lisboa. So we also see more information, right? And I don't know, but there might be some points here, basically like the same name person living in different countries, right? There's different people with the same name living in different countries. They were aggregated as same person before, but now because we add country, state, and city hierarchy, right now they are at least down to the city level. They can be separated from each other. Now, within the same city, if there is still two different customers with the same name, this is not able to distinguish between them. This will still aggregate them as one person. Uh, that still can happen, but again, based on the data we have, this is the best we can do, right? Because we don't have the customer ID, so this is the best we can do with this. Again, if this is something you would be interested in, right? Based on the data you have, okay, which customers are doing good, which the customers are not doing that well, you can analyze this. But of course, I would assume in such a data set where there is information about the orders, there will be another table giving specific information about each customer, right? Already we have some information about the customer, like the location they are in, what kind of customer they are, but there could be definitely another table giving more information about the customer, and that will also include a customer ID, for example, right? So, but again, right now we don't have that. I'm just putting this out there that this is possible to do if you want to go at the customer level information and see how each customer is performing. How could this be useful? Well, these are high value customers over here. Kind of, these are low value, and actually maybe it will be good to get rid of these customers. So next time when they want to deal with us, we can either try to spot what the problem is there, or maybe just stop the relationship there. But these are high value over here, so we can maybe, do more business, try to do more business with them, and then see where we can go from there. The same idea can be applied to like city level or state level or country level. Okay, we can see, okay, which countries are doing good, which countries are doing bad. Now we could see that from this map already this kind of just gives another perspective, and we can color this as well, right? We can look into that too. Um, so if you go into, so these are dots here, so these are referred to as markers. So if you go in there, color, so we can put the same rule here too. So fx gradient, um, so PM measure orange. So you see, well, it's kind of really obvious. Okay, so these are the negative ones. Also, we can put a limit as well. Hit FX. So just like before, custom, custom. So we used the limit of minus 0.5, and we used a limit of 0.5 here. Okay. All right. So now we have a better figure. And you see, let's drill down. Okay. Okay. So this is at the customer. Okay, we need to make this definitely a bit bigger. This is at the customer level now. Okay, you see these customers are not doing very well. So this is at the city level. It's kind of obvious because we have the profit on the y-axis, so anything below this line is going to be orange. But as I said, this gives a different nice perspective and kind of more information on your analysis here. Now, how about this? So let's take this figure. I will select it, do Control C, come back to our map over here. If I put Control V, okay, we have our map right there. Okay, I will have to make this map definitely a bit smaller. It's a bit hard really. So let's make this area a bit bigger there. Okay. So we could definitely make this better, but for now I'm not going to dedicate too much time. Let's keep it like that. Okay. So here, what's happening? Let's see. So this is only for Germany right now. Um, let's see. Okay, France. So we are at the state level here. You see, this is the what's it called? This is France, and this is at the city level. Okay, we are looking at the cities now. So you can see now, this is very nice. You can see both on the map and also on this scatter chart. Right, if you go, for example, let's go with Austria, smaller country. Okay, less number of cities. You see how that looks like. So, for example, Austria is nice because there is no negative city there. But if you look for Germany, Germany is good as well. There's a few bad ones, very few. I'm looking for Netherlands. Where is Netherlands? Right there. You see Netherlands is wow. This is awesome to see. Like you can both see on the map very clearly a lot of negative values there, and also on the scatter chart it's all going down. And when you hover over the points, you see, um, for example, when you highlight that city, it also shows on the map. You see the value of this. This is amazing. I mean, for example, Amsterdam. You click on it, and then it also shows up here. Okay, so here, for example, okay, it's not only the color, it's also these values. You want to see the total profit and total sales happening in Amsterdam. You don't see that from there. Well, you see the total sales there because we use the size to change the bubble chart there, right? The bubble sizes there is based on the sum of sales, and that's you see on the x-axis as well. But what about the y-axis, which is the sum of profit? We don't have that information here. Okay, so this is very nice. You see that? So let's click that again. Okay, now again back to all of Netherlands. So let's say, okay, this city over here, Overijssel. This is, okay, sorry, Overijssel is the state. Yep. Hardenberg is the city there. This is Enschede, so another Dutch city there. not doing very good. So let's see where it is in the figure. It's right there. Okay. Um, this is Bergen op Zoom. Interesting name. Yeah, so now, yeah, I mean, you can, as you can see, we can keep adding and kind of when I start working on it, lots of different things come to my mind. But yeah, so this is kind of some details basically to cover about maps and scatter charts. Right now, we did that. So yeah, I think I'll stop here. This is a pretty good point we have reached. And yeah, so that's it. Thank you.